Welcome back, everyone. Ready to dive into another chapter?
Always.
This time we're looking at Chapter 11 of Underground to Canada.
Oh, yeah, this is where things get real for Julie and her friends.
It really is. It's not just about escaping north anymore, but about surviving every single day.
Smucker does a great job with that.
She really throws us right into the thick of it.
All those descriptions.
The torn clothes,
Blistered feet.
the hunger, you can almost feel it.
Definitely makes you realize freedom wasn't just about geography.
No.
It was a fight every step of the way.
And one of the things that really struck me in this chapter was Lester's ability to read. It's almost like a secret weapon.
You're absolutely right. Think about it back then.
Yeah.
Literacy for slaves. It was unheard of.
Yeah.
Forbidden. A real threat to the whole system.
Liza's story about her father.
Oh, heartbreaking. Just for owning a spelling book.
Makes you shudder to think.
Yeah, it really does.
But Lester, he dares to learn, and it ends up being their lifeline.
In so many ways, he can read signs. He can navigate by the stars.
He even uses his knowledge of nature. Remember when he uses the moss on the trees?
That's ingenuity right there, combining book smarts with nature's clues.
It's incredible how resourceful they had to be. But even with all that, they can't do it alone.
That's where Massa Ross comes in.
A risky move on his part.
Risky, understatement. The Fugitive Slave Act.
Passed just a few years before.
Made helping runaways a federal crime. Jail time, fines, you name it.
So what do you think made him take that chance?
It makes you wonder. Was it pure compassion? A sense of duty? Maybe even a bit of guilt?
It's a question we're thinking about.
For sure. Whatever his reasons, his actions speak volumes about his character.
And the danger they all face becomes very real when they reach that meeting point in Tennessee.
Oh, that encounter with the two men on horseback gave me chills.
Especially when one of them reminds Julie Shaley of Sims.
The cruel overseer back at the plantation.
Exactly. Talk about a nightmare come to life.
Smucker's good at building that tension. Every detail adds to the suspense.
And then the whippoorwill calls. The wagon approaches.
But is it really the help they were promised? Or another trap?
They had to have so much faith to trust that signal.
Trust, it's such a vital theme throughout this chapter.
And it's put to the test time and again. Like when Julie decides to approach the wagon first.
Such a brave move, using her outsider status to their advantage.
Because the slave catchers wouldn't recognize her, turning a weakness into a strength.
Exactly. Resourcefulness at its finest. Always adapting to the situation. Finding a way.
The Quaker sent by Massa Ross, he does offer them some temporary safety.
But at a cost.
We learn that Massa Ross has been in prison for helping them.
Another reminder of the sacrifices people made on the Underground Railroad.
Black and white alike, risking everything for the sake of freedom. And then there's that scene where the Quaker hides them under the hay, so close to freedom.
Yet still so vulnerable. Danger could be lurking around every corner.
It's like a constant game of cat and mouse.
Isn't it? Freedom hangs by a thread.
And then they're stopped again by slave catchers, this time in the North.
Proving that the Fugitive Slave Act truly made nowhere safe.
That conversation between the Quaker and the slave catchers sends chills down my spine.
The way they talk about the new law, the penalties.
You can practically feel Julie and Eliza's fear as they huddle under that hay, their lives in the Quaker's hands.
The mental fortitude it must have taken to stay silent, to trust.
And the Quaker. He's incredible, keeping his cool, convincing them he's just a farmer.
A testament to the quick thinking and deception that were essential on the Underground Railroad.
Outsmarting a system designed to oppress.
It wasn't just about running, it was about outmaneuvering your enemy at every turn.
And speaking of clever tactics, we have to talk about Massa Ross's decision to disguise the girls as boys.
Might seem like a small detail.
But it speaks volumes about the strategy involved in these escapes.
Disguises were common, especially for women traveling with men.
A way to blend in. Avoid unwanted attention.
Clothing as a tool of resistance. Pretty powerful when you think about it.
It shows Massa Ross really understood the dangers they faced.
He thought of everything. Every detail mattered. The difference between freedom and capture.
He truly put their safety above all else.
A remarkable man, risking his own freedom for theirs.
So we leave Chapter 11 with them rumbling along in that wagon hidden, disguised, their futures uncertain.
It's a powerful image. Makes you wonder what's next for them, what new challenges await.
Will they ever truly find safety, freedom?
It's that uncertainty that keeps us hooked on this story. The fight for freedom is never truly over.
It's a journey with no easy answers, no simple solutions.
Just like life itself.
But amidst all the hardship and danger, There's also hope, courage, the resilience of the human spirit.
And that's what makes this chapter so compelling.
It's a story that stays with you long after you finish reading.
Exactly. It makes you think, it makes you feel, it makes you want to learn more.
And on that note, we'll leave you to ponder the fate of Julie and her friends. But don't worry, we'll be back soon to delve even deeper into Underground to Canada. Until then, keep exploring and keep those questions coming.
A lot of layers to unpack there.
There really are. And it all comes to a head in that scene with the Quaker and the slave catchers. So intense.
It's edge of your seat stuff.
Yeah.
Smucker really knows how to build suspense.
You can almost feel the tension radiating off the page. The way she describes the slave catchers' questions.
Their suspicion.
Their casual cruelty.
It's a chilling reminder that even with help, even in the North, danger was always present.
And Julie and Liza hidden under that hay. Can you imagine?
It must have felt like the whole world was closing in on them.
Every rustle, every creak of the wagon.
And the potential threat.
Yeah.
It's incredible how they managed to stay calm, silent.
Their lives depended on him.
And the Quaker, talk about grace under pressure.
He's like a master of deception.
Spinning tales, playing the role of an innocent farmer.
He has to convince these slave catchers that he's nothing more than a guy hauling hay.
The stakes couldn't be higher. One wrong move, and it's all over.
It's a testament to the bravery of everyone involved in the Underground Railroad.
Both those fleeing and those helping them. The risks they took, the sacrifices they made.
And it wasn't just about physical courage, it was about mental strength, too.
Absolutely. The ability to think on your feet, to adapt to any situation.
Like when Massa Ross decided to disguise the girls as boys.
It seemed like a small detail at first.
But it was so strategic.
Disguises were a common tactic on the Underground Railroad, a way to blend in.
To deflect suspicion.
Especially important for women traveling with men, it could mean the difference between life and death.
It makes you think about how everyday objects, clothing in this case, could become tools of resistance.
Ingenious, really. Turning the ordinary into the extraordinary.
It shows how much thought and planning went into these escapes.
And how much Massa Ross understood the dangers they faced.
He knew that every little detail mattered.
From the stars they followed to the clothes they wore.
It was all about outsmarting a system that was designed to keep people enslaved.
A constant battle of wits.
It really makes you appreciate the ingenuity and the sheer determination of those involved.
Absolutely.
And so we leave chapter 11 with Julie and Liza still in hiding, still disguised, still on the run.
Their future hanging in the balance.
It's a powerful image that really captures the essence of their journey.
It's not a simple escape to freedom. It's a constant struggle against overwhelming odds.
With danger lurking around every corner.
Exactly.
And it leaves us with so many questions.
Oh, I know. Where will they go next? What new challenges will they face? Will they ever truly be free?
It's that uncertainty that keeps us turning the pages, eager to discover what happens next.
Smucker doesn't give us easy answers. She wants us to grapple with the complexities of their situation.
To understand that the fight for freedom was and is an ongoing process.
And it's not just about physical freedom, it's about mental and emotional freedom too.
The freedom to live without fear. The freedom to pursue your dream.
The freedom to be yourself.
That's what Julie, Liza, Lester, and Adam are all striving for.
And it's something we can all relate to in our own lives.
Absolutely. We all face challenges. We all have obstacles to overcome.
But their story reminds us that even in the darkest of times, hope can endure, courage can prevail.
And the human spirit can triumph over adversity.
It's a powerful message, one that resonates long after you finish reading.
So as you continue your journey through Underground to Canada, keep these themes in mind. The resilience, the sacrifice, the unwavering pursuit of freedom.
Let their story inspire you, challenge you, and remind you that the fight for justice is never truly over.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Chapter 11. We'll be back soon to explore more of Underground to Canada and uncover even more hidden depths within its pages. Until then, keep reading, keep questioning, and keep those conversations going.
Happy reading, everyone!